still learning like kind of what goes on in junk removal. And I've been seeing like two sides to like the junk removal industry. You got the side where you got everybody that wants to help each other, and there's coaching and there's all different kinds of things that you can sign up for. And if you want to help, it's out there and it's being offered. But then I also seeing like like another side where it's like they're very negative to anybody that's offering any kind of services. And I just want to give a quick example. I ran across it yesterday. I was over at the gym last night. I think it was like 9 o'clock on the West Coast and all. And when I'm doing my cardio, a lot of times I'll jump on YouTube and just see who's live. So I seen somebody go live and I didn't recognize the name, and I was just in the mood to talk. So I popped in on the live, and it was somebody over in, I think, Houston, Texas, at junk removal. They've been running 4 years, and they were just like wanting to ask a question, like answer questions, so anybody could ask questions. So I just wanted to like just talk and bring up some questions and all. So one of the questions I asked, I was like, "You're gonna come over to the Junk Expo in October?" Well, when I did that, they just went off the handle. They were just like insulted that I did that. And they're like, why would I need my hand held by some coaches that think they know better? I've been in this 4 years. I know it all. I've got 4 trucks, and kind of just like started trying to sun me in a way too. Like who was I to even like question them? And I'm like, oh, bro, like chill, man. Like, I'm new in this industry, but I'm very successful in many other businesses. You know what I mean? So like, I know success, my man, and I know how to find it and all, and I kind of was just trying to like tell him like, I'd be open to learning from everybody. Nobody knows it all, and you could always learn, from everybody's strengths. So, some of the people in there knew me in the chat. So they're like, yo, bring Fuhgeddaboutit on. We should have like a talk about this. So I'm like, yeah, I would love to come on. So anyways, I get on there and all, and I kind of just give my side of like how I go into industries, and I always learn from the best, and it speeds up the process so much. Usually it takes people 5 years what I could do in 2 to 3 years going at that formula. And I've did it so many times that I'm pretty confident in any industry that I could do that. So I kind of just explained them. I told him about the concerts I used to throw, hip-hop concerts, and the marijuana business and all. Now I got his attention. Now he realizes like, oh shit, all right, this dude's for real and everything. By the end of the conversation, he was like, yo, bro, I'll definitely, I might be coming out to the expo, man. I might meet you there. And I was like, yes, I changed that whole negativity away, but I just wanted to address it out there. You know what I mean? And I just want to like, you don't have to be paying for services and hiring coaches and all. If that's not your thing, that's fine. That's great. But there is a lot of people out there that get value from that. And I'm one of them. And I'll be the first one to admit that. And I come from a background where I have many businesses and I know different industries. And, I usually find success in anything I get into. But I'm still the first one to tuck that ego away and learn from others. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Bruce Lee in martial arts. He always took from different arts and he incorporated himself and put his own style on it. And that's how I've always carried myself in all business. And, I don't care. Even when I teamed up with my concert partner, this guy was no joke. He's worth $150 million, 70-year-old Jewish man and all. This guy's got everything you could imagine in life and all. And he was one of the guys that always preached that to me. And he would go and meet with people that are not even close to his worth. And he would always listen and learn. It didn't matter who you were. He could learn from anybody. So I just want to make that point out there for everybody in this industry, because I see a lot of people that are like Debbie Downers, and they get offended with the coaches. I even seen a couple people in my area. They made comments and all and said things. And I'm one of those guys. I go straight back at people. I don't hide nothing. I'm not scared of nobody. If you come at me, I'm going to come right back at you and say what's on my mind too. I have no fear of that. I like ruffling feathers sometimes too.
That's that East Coast behavior.
That's it, bro. I walk a straight line in life, man. You choose if you want to walk around me or not.
Hey, Paul.
What's up, Kevin?
I just held up a piece of paper that said the number 14 on it.
Okay.
That's the number of mentors and coaches that Elon Musk has had.
Everybody can learn from somebody. I don't
exactly. Even Elon Musk uses mentors, coaches. Bill Gates, all these most successful people use business coaches, and they'll pay tens of thousands of dollars for this, for a business coach, because it helps them. You have to have a mentor. Not everybody knows anything.
Mentorship is a huge part of life, man.
100%, man.
So check it out, Paul. It's like this. One of my best connections I made was 3 years ago at the Junk Con. I flew out there. I met Andrew. Now me and Andrew are boys now. He's launching the CRM. I'm an investor. I'm pushing that. Last year, I met up with you before the expo. We made that connection. Now I'm an investor in some crypto. You gained me up on that. We're trying to make money. You know what I mean? The connections we're all go-getters. You're going to be in a room with a bunch of go-getters that are trying to get money. You know what I mean?
Yep.
People say that too, like, what is the point in going? But the thing is like, you may see people like this online, right? You know, I watched you guys, all of you, you know, and you may see that. But when you meet somebody that's going through the same shit you're going through and dealing with the same things, you can learn from each other and grow together. And that's just gold. You know, it just is. It is.
Hell yeah. And I want to say shout out to Julio. Julio is in the house. He says, hello, family. How you guys doing? Sorry, I'm a little late. And Julio, I want to answer this, bro, because it came up on my notification on the phone and I was in the middle of a couple of things. You were asking where I got my shirts done and all. Hit me up, brother, on Facebook and I'll hook you right up, man. I got connections over in like Pakistan and all from all my arm wrestling days and all. I get stuff so damn cheap and over there. So, you know, I could definitely hook you up with that. Or if anybody else needs some info, I got the hook up over there.